Woo! Christmas dinner! Casey's is the only place open, so now we gotta let this cool down for a minute, get after some dinner, and get to work. I'm glad there's at least one gas station that has full service food open. On today's episode of Watch JR Go, I give the Diamante a little Christmas present. What is going on, guys? I am Watch JR Go, and today, like I said, I am here with my 1998 Mitsubishi Diamante, and in the last episode, we cleaned it up. We made it kind of look like a car again instead of something that had been sitting abandoned for who knows how long at that state surplus lot. And I found the glass. And I did see some comments where people were like, why don't you just replace the whole door? Well, the thing is, it's hard to find Diamantes. And after I ordered this glass, a car showed up locally. LKQ just got one because obviously there's a lot of damage, but let's be honest, this car can never be saved in reality. This fender's bad, the windshield's missing its trim, I'm sure that trim's hard to get. The bumper has been repainted multiple times. I'm sure the mounting points themselves, you can see they're all missing for the grill, so we're gonna have to zip tie the grill back in the way they had it. The wheels are starting to show some corrosion, at least that one is. The wheel well liner's messed up, and the bracket that holds in the wheel well liner is pretty ruined there. There's no clear left on the top of this fender, but there's clear on the bottom. The hood must have been a repaint, because the hood feels good and has clear, but this, no clear. It's just not a car that can actually be saved. It also has rust developing there, or was fixed at one point. So if you needed any reasons why I'm not gonna go crazy trying to save this car, those are the reasons. It cannot be saved. I mean, it's a $400 car, and it needs to stay that way. But I got glass. So I found this glass on CarPart for 50 bucks, and Brandon lives up in Topeka, went up to Kansas City, picked up this glass for me because they were like, it's gonna cost a few hundred to ship it. And since Brandon hooked it up, I ended up getting it here for about $100, which was a much better deal. Now it's tinted, the tint is trash, so we're gonna clean that up and try to remove it today. It's cool that the glass does come with all of the hardware. It should just drop right in, and then I'm assuming just 2 nuts on those 2 studs hold it on. Now I would love to go crazy. That one that just showed up at our salvage yard is a 2002 VRX, loaded, but of course black interior. Tan interior cars, hard to find. Black interior cars are basically everywhere. All the salvaged ones are black interior, and I tried to have the seats brought back with this, and that salvage yard was like, no, we crushed the car long ago. We just kept this piece of glass for 10 years. So the stock number on this glass is 2012. That's when they got this car. And it's just getting hard to find these things. They don't really exist in the US, and the parts are hard to find too. Hopefully that tells you enough. Today we're gonna get that window in here, which solves the biggest problem this car has, especially since it runs and drives pretty well now. In the last episode where I was cleaning everything up, I already shredded this back door panel. It's all laid out right here. I needed to get that door panel apart so we could get the glass out of it so it would stop falling out every single time the door closed. So now I can slam the door and there's no more glass in there, although that door stick sounds pretty bad. So that is where we're at. I think our game plan here is to start by cleaning this glass up. We'll put down a rag and get the inside clean, get the outside clean, and then get the steamer out and try to remove this tint without leaving all the adhesive behind. Okay, it's actually, maybe we won't get the steamer out. Uh-oh, the adhesive's still good down here where the sun hasn't ate it. There you go. Real-time tint removal, no steam needed. It's a little sticky, but that'll come off with some glass cleaner. That worked out really well. I thought that was gonna take a lot of time. Instead, it was instant. This is the Mitsubishi glass. I'm pretty excited about that. So let's get to cleaning and then get it installed in the store and maybe even go drive the car today. All right, I wiped the window down. It's not exactly clean. We'll probably have to do that in the car. I don't really have a good way to grip it sitting here, so it's just on the microfiber, and then we cleaned it up. Now we're gonna try to lubricate the roller here. Hopefully this is the problem roller. Trying to inject some of this in that hub. It's starting to roll a little easier. Cool. Step 1, roll the window down to where we can access the bolts for the glass, which appears to be right there. Now we have the old rollers in here. Oh, these are 10s. Okay. Make sure you have a glove on or something like that because you're literally grabbing broken glass. Okay, we got it. There's one roller full of glass. And here's the second roller full of glass. I just went straight for the kill with the impact because I'd rather it just break everything else than fill my hand up with glass. Alright, there we go. So this kind of floats back and forth, and I think now we're ready to insert the glass. There's a guide track here in the middle of the door, runs right through there. That's where we're going to try to line up that roller. Probably a trick to installing this, and it's probably taking off this upper piece of trim. Well, the screw on this end is no big deal. Just pull that guy right off of there. And the one on the other end is actually a huge deal to get off. Okay. I wonder if we could cheat a little bit here and just do this maneuver. Yeah, try that. This could save us a ton of time if it works. Oh, it goes right in. But this side didn't go right in. Alright, let's pull this. Set it aside. What a window install. This is complicated as putting it nicely. You're kidding. We are currently running the Allens that adjust the depth of the window all the way in so that we can get it on the track, and you use a 4mm Allen wrench to do this, and once we get it here we should be able to just drop this window right in and then adjust everything back. So this is a very, very complicated window install. I think we might almost have what we need, but basically by screwing these in, it's allowing me to push that track back towards the door itself, the inner skin of the door. If I had to guess, we now have this lined up. All right, there's one. Oh no! This can't be how you're supposed to put this in. Now you have to take these things apart that let you locate the top of the window's travel. So now it has these upper wipers that the window rides on. We had the window installed, but it won't go down, of course. Now I need to take both of these out so that those hooks have something to go into and the window has something to ride on. I guess we just keep going here. And while I'm doing this, I'm hoping it's not changing the window's adjustment. If it does, we'll be in trouble. I really don't know if I'm going to be able to put these back in once I take them out either. Okay, now we start on this one. And these ones I don't want the adjustment to change because I'm sure they were perfect. This time, the glass is going in for real. So, here we go. There's one. And I don't know if I got this one. I can't really see it. Did I get it on the track? I did! Okay. So there's a track here that it has a clip that rides on, and then there's a track here that has that roller captured. And now that we're down at the bottom, if you look down here, I can finally install the regulator, which is those two tins. And it needs a little bit of coercing. Okay, we'll tighten those back down and reinstall those upper wipers if I can. So we have the outer wiper put back in, which was not too much of a chore, and it seems like the screws stayed in place. And make sure this one's lined up. Cool. That went way better than I expected, and now we're gonna try again on this one. It has an up arrow on it. So now we have it correct. Angle it into the door. There it is. What a window install. No wonders the Mitsubishi Diamante is gone, because they did this. Now that we have the wipers reinstalled, we can readjust our rail, our track there, and also this rail, wherever that went, it's hardly even lined up anymore. And then we can put these bolts back on, and then we can tighten down the tins, and then I think this thing is self-adjusting. I think it's ready to go. I sure think this window looks incredibly strange the way it's positioned here, but maybe this is how it works. I don't know. And it's, I mean, it's from a 1999, so it should be correct. And I adjusted these back to roughly where I think they sit. Yeah, I think it actually needs to come out a little bit more, but at least they're lined up that direction. So let's roll this up and check it out. Oh, car's still on. That is actually how it works, isn't it? Wow. What a weird window. Putting our Phillips screws back in. There may be an easier way to change this window that I don't know about, but it seems like this is the way. If somebody asks, do you know the way? No, I do not know the way. Now for the real test. Let's close this door and see if it seals up. Can I get out? Okay, I can still get out. And try it out. Looks sealed to you?
Yeah.
It looks pretty sealed to me. All right, I did want this to slide a little bit farther forward. You can see where the window's supposed to sit up on this center seal, which is kind of dry rotted. I loosened up the two back screws on the track, and I slid the window forward just a little bit because we want it to touch this seal right here. And I think we accomplished that. Let's close that door. Look at that. Pretty even. I like it. It definitely opens towards the top, but that's how it always was. So, window. We installed a window in a Diamante. Now it's time to put the door panel back together. So, let me find all the parts. It's already been 2 days. I don't remember how it worked. I need to position the plastic. So we're gonna line up all the screw holes with everything first, because this plastic is honestly trash. It's kind of pulled back and it won't actually line back up where it's supposed to go. So we're gonna try put it where it's supposed to go. And now our door panel can finally go on here. Make sure everything's kind of lined up where it needs to go. The fun part, of course, is getting that top seal in before you start getting all the little push pins in. There it is. I think we got it. Now we can start putting the handle, ashtray, and there's another screw in here. Obviously, I didn't really show any of that in the other video, but that's how I took it apart. So we'll go ahead and start with the ashtray because it's easy.
And old.
Yeah, old school ashtrays in this car. Whatever you do, don't remove your ashtray because there's no reason for it to come out. It's supported by a little ring that's not stuck in there in any way. The screws are supporting that ring that are holding it on the back side of the plastic. So if you happen to take your ashtray out, good luck getting that back in. So what I did was put one screw in and I got it tight, and that let the ring kind of pull itself back up. And then I just kind of sat there for 5 minutes messing with that other screw so I could get it lined up and finally put the ashtray back where it belongs. That was a big job that did not need to happen. There's no reason for that at all. And finally, the last piece of the puzzle here. Plugging in the window switch. Boom. Looks like a complete car again. We've got windows all the way around, and Brandon and I found out they had pulled the back seat, put the middle seat belt underneath the back seat, and then put it back in there. Well, we tore it all back apart and fixed it, got it hung back up on its supports and put all the screws back in it and put the back seat back in. So now it's a car for 5 people again. We've got a window, it runs, not bad at all. Now it needs a lot of cleaning and it needs a razor blade to get the salvage yard letters off there, but we're close. I'm gonna grab a razor blade, we'll clean that up. Maybe pull the old Fort Wood sticker off the dash and get all the other paint and pen off the glass as well. So I grabbed some royalty-free music and hooked it up to the system in here. It's hilarious that this is so cobbled together and the front speakers are blown, they don't play at all. But I did hear a rattle out of one, so they're blown. But listen to this thing, get after it. It's honestly really, really good. It's not really distortion, the whole deck is shaking. 2 6x9s and a whole Pioneer head unit. The whole car shakes to the system in this thing. Anyway, I was impressed by that. And we cleaned the dash, cleaned the windshield, we kind of cleaned everything up. And I did want to do a walkthrough of the climate control because Mitsubishi climate controls are obviously the coolest in the world, starting from the 3000 GT days. So we've got outside temp, you can turn it on and off right there. Full auto climate, just push in to fire up the auto. And as you can see, throwing stars come into the car and hit you in the feet. But if you don't want them in the feet, you can have throwing stars hitting you everywhere, or the throwing star straight to the face that eliminates the driver. You know, always a good call. Look at that. This is so good. The auto climate works perfectly, even being ripped apart. There's recirc. You can see it showing the air going like that instead of from outside of the car. Defrost, rear defrost, so good. Outside temp, off. The blend door motors run, everything seems to work. It starts right up. Okay, the one time it dies. Is it out of gas? Well, that's the end of the Mitsubishi saga for the day. I'll have to take a look at that in the next one, but I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. It was running perfectly until we cleaned the car. What happened? It did not want to be cleaned, it wanted to live. It wanted to live its own life. I'm gonna put the battery on the charger because there's a good chance it's just dead or something. We've been in here for a long time. Diamante was playing with me. I restarted it and boom, runs again. I don't know, man. Diamantes are particular. That's what we learned today. I should probably still put the battery on a battery charger because, you know, it was upset the doors were open. I think the door open light was on since yesterday. And it's a little smoky too. So I think we're gonna take a final look at this car tomorrow and just try to fix everything we can that's left to make it a driver and then take it on a real drive for the first time. And it sounds like a ripper with the exhaust leak, so maybe we should put the Draggy in there and go to Mexico. There you have it. That is how you change a window in your Mitsubishi Diamante and kind of get it all realigned and then do a quick cleanup and put the back seat back together. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a Merry Christmas. This was the Diamante's Christmas present as it is Saturday today. And don't forget to head on over to shop.watchjrgo.com for cool shirts, not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And I will talk to you next time. Anyway, shout out to Brandon for helping and bringing down that glass and just solving all the problems on Christmas. I do need to brag about my Christmas presents here that my mom and brother got me. They knew exactly what I wanted because I did tell them. But this is the long reach 3/8 fuel ratchet. And then they got me the other fuel ratchet that I already have, only because this is the only one you can ever buy is the 3/8 fuel. So they told me to take this one back and get the 1/4 inch that I'd like to have. And then good old Eric just raided Lowe's and got me a gasket scraper, brushes, more magnetic trays, a great set of snap ring pliers, which everybody needs, and another one of these O'Reilly's magnets. I've got these on almost every lift and I love them. And we got some sweet new Milwaukee lights, magnet, a lighted mirror. These things are crazy bright. Have you ever seen a light that's so bright it's like an x-ray on your finger? I was impressed. You can see the veins inside your finger. Anyway, those are Milwaukee lights, and then this is another Milwaukee light. Pretty sweet. It's got a little built-in hanger, so you can hang it like that on what you're working on. Let's see if we can do it. All right, put it down where it belongs. But yeah, those things work out really well. They're about lift-sized.